Hello everyone. Today we are going to talk about a drama thriller series called The Act from 2019. Enjoy your viewing. 2008, Springfield. After the hurricane, Dee Dee and her 14-year-old daughter Gypsy were left homeless. A charitable organization donated a new house to the family, which they have just moved into. The girl has a bald haircut and sits in a wheelchair wearing huge glasses. Her mother controls her every word. The girl calls the woman her best friend. She once again runs a razor over her daughter's head and then transfers her from the sink to the wheelchair. Gypsy inserts a tube into her stomach to give her some food. Dee Dee feeds the girl liquid food mixed with medicine exclusively through the tube. Gypsy has to sleep in an oxygen mask. The family's home medicine cabinet consists of dozens, if not hundreds of medicines. Dee Dee takes certain medications according to his mood. Lacey lives next door to them, and she couldn't convince her mother to go and say hello to her new neighbors, so she went alone. All dressed in pink, Gypsy watches cartoons and draws a prince. She immediately took an interest in the girl because she had never had any friends. Lacey volunteers at a local hospital. Sometimes they do makeovers with patients. Why not give Jeepney a makeover too? The girl gladly agrees. Gypsy reacts strongly to the fact that Lacey has a boyfriend. She also used to wear makeup for cosplay. She loves dressing up as Disney princesses. Dee Dee is watching the process intently. Gypsy was delighted with her makeup, but her mother immediately wet a cloth and demanded that she wash the disgusting stuff off her face. She was too young for this makeup. Gypsy started to cry because she wanted to be like everyone else, but her mother wouldn't let her. The next day, Dee Dee and her daughter went out to say hello to Lacey and her boyfriend. Lacey's mom's name is Mel, and the other neighbor's name is Shelley. Dee Dee says her daughter had her jaw glands removed and has epilepsy and a heart murmur. According to Dee Dee, her daughter will never be able to take care of herself. Lacey offers her new neighbor a drink, but Dee Dee immediately screams that the girl is allergic to sugar. At home, the woman tells the child about the horrors of anaphylactic shock that will happen if she takes even a sip of soda. Dee Dee brought her daughter to the mall to buy her another pink thing. Gypsy asks to buy her a pendant, but she decides to steal it while no one is looking. Mel witnessed the crime. Dee Dee was worried that her neighbor might turn her in to the police and wanted to talk to her about it, but she was visiting Shelley. By the way, these neighbors built a house for a disabled girl and her mother. They and other volunteers from the neighborhood. Mel hints that she didn't like what she saw today. Gypsy doesn't have a computer of her own, and she is only allowed to use her mother's laptop. She immediately types the words "boy" and "kiss" into Google. Gypsy suggests that her mom make a pizza. It will be a delicious pizza, filled with milk and blended in a blender. The dense liquid is poured through a tube into the child's stomach. To make friends with the neighbors, Dee Dee threw a party. She walks around with a jar, collecting donations for her daughter's eye surgery. The children surrounded Gypsy, who is dressed very strangely, but she is much more interested in watching the relationship between her neighbor and her boyfriend. In the evening, the girl drives up to them, but they immediately go to the movies. Of course, Gypsy is not allowed to go with them. There are tempting cupcakes on the table. While her mother is not looking, Gypsy wants to try one of them. Finally, Mel arrives, for whose sake the whole thing was planned. Dee Dee tried to blame the theft on her daughter, but Mel didn't believe her. Then the woman began to cry and say that Gypsy didn't have much time to live, and they didn't have much money. Then she saw her daughter with the cake and knocked it out of her hands. She gave her an injection and took her to the hospital. There she says again that 5 more minutes and Gypsy would have died for sure. Mel arrived at the hospital and handed Dee Dee her wallet. She offered to forget about the awkward situation because she was a single mother herself and she didn't want to make their lives harder. We move to 2015. The family's house is surrounded by police. The rooms are littered with hundreds of soft toys. The detective finds Dee Dee dead in bed with a large number of stab wounds, but Gypsy herself is nowhere to be found. 2008. Before going to bed, Dee Dee is with her daughter as usual. Afterwards, she eats some pills. She received a check for $1,500. She sleeps with her daughter in the same bed. At 11 a.m., Gypsy takes off her mask, gets to her feet, and goes to the refrigerator. The girl wanted to take a chance and check if she really is allergic to sugar. The cream did her no harm. The thing is that in the hospital she heard that her mother gives her medicine that has a lot of sugar in it, which means she can eat sweets without any problems. She also has a body ache from sitting all the time. Her mother found Gypsy on her feet and immediately demanded that she lie down and put on a mask. Gypsy falls asleep with tears in her eyes. 2015. The neighbors are trying to recall the long list of Gypsy's sores and how she could have run away in her condition. 2009. The girl drinks Coca-Cola straight from the bottle, eats ice cream by the bucketful and candy by the handful. At the same time, she constantly watches makeup tutorials. Dee Dee received a letter that made her very happy. Gypsy was the child of the year in Springfield. No surprise there. A lot of people will come to see her daughter. Because of the sweets, Gypsy soon learned what tooth decay and toothache are. Dee Dee is sure that her daughter's stomach acidity is high, and that's why her teeth have deteriorated. The gastroenterologist does not believe that the girl's submandibular gland was removed. She swallows quite well, so the tube can be removed from her stomach. The girl is very happy, but the mother wants to find another doctor instead. In the end, the woman prescribes medicine for the child's acidity. Later, the doctor asks the pediatrician if any of the girl's illnesses from her huge medical record have been confirmed. Back in the waiting room, Dee Dee stole a stack of prescription forms. The girl says she doesn't need the tube anymore, but her mother doesn't think so. From now on, she will talk to doctors alone. As the police examine the dead body, the neighbors wonder who would want to kill Dee Dee. While brushing her teeth, Gypsy's tooth fell out. She was scared. In the morning, Dee Dee prepares a mega cocktail of medicines for her daughter. All this goes into the girl's stomach. She looks at the girls in the yard with envy. Her mother relented and allowed her to go to the neighbor's house in her wheelchair. In addition to her two friends, she found a puppy in Lacey's room and was very happy about it. The girls saw Gypsy's teeth and were surprised at how bad they looked. The girl confessed to her nightly adventures, and she is very afraid that her mother will find out about them. The doctor calls the therapist who treated Gypsy and finds out the details of her treatment. A social worker comes to see Dee Dee. Dee Dee urgently forces her daughter to take some very bitter medicine. Allison arrives because she has received a complaint from a person who is concerned about Gypsy's safety. The social worker does not respond to the woman and looks around the house. Dee Dee takes Gypsy out of the bathroom. The drug has already taken effect, and the girl is in a strange state. Sleepy Gypsy answers questions in a slowed-down manner. Her mother is tense because she forgot the stolen forms on the table. It turns out that the rights to the house and its insurance are in the names of different people. As with Gypsy's old medical records, Dee Dee blamed it on the hurricane, saying there was a mix-up with the paperwork after the storm. The visit of the social worker was very stressful for Dee Dee. She tapes the windows with translucent film so that no one can look in. The woman suspects Mel and comes to see her again. She pleads for pity. The neighbor assures her that it wasn't her. Gypsy has a dental appointment. After being sedated, the girl learned that her teeth would not be treated, but simply removed. She was very upset and cried. Gypsy came to it home with a sore and swollen face. When she went to the mirror, she found out that she had no more teeth. While bathing, she sits toothless in the bathtub and sobs bitterly. But her mom, as always, tells her that everything is fine. After the operation, Gypsy's face is bruised, and Dee Dee is preparing her for an award ceremony. She will show off her daughter to everyone, even without her new teeth. Dr. Chandra calls Dee Dee. She is looking for an opportunity to meet with Gypsy again and show her to the specialists. Dee Dee puts a bow on her daughter's bald head. What a beauty, but she would definitely be better off with teeth. Just before going on stage, Gypsy received a gift from her mom, a false jaw. Gypsy was taken to the stage to receive the 2009 Child of the Year award. The award came with a generous gift of $5,000. Taking the microphone in her hand, Gypsy sang a love song in a squeaky voice. My mom started to sing along. Dee Dee and Gypsy arrived at Dr. Chandra's appointment. Gypsy was left alone with the woman. The doctor tells the girl that she is not allergic to sugar and offers her a Coca-Cola right now. Perhaps later it will turn out that other diagnoses are not valid. Dr. Chandra replaced her tube. 2015. Lacey confesses to her mother and then tells the police that Gypsy has a secret Facebook account. She used it to make friends, and it seems she even found a boyfriend. Gypsy puts another unwanted toy on the bed. She doesn't want to sing along with her mother anymore and locks herself in her room. If you have watched the video so far, you should know that I am happy to have viewers like you. Thank you for watching to the end. Subscribe to the channel and follow the news. Klontsak Recapped was with you. See you soon.